Peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
Now, I know I say this often. I know I do indeed say this often. Whoa, there's a fly now. That's very annoying. I know I say this often, but this one might be vital to the continued existence of us all, because this is about our existence. This is going to be a relatively short chill stream. I was going to do this as a video. Then I thought maybe I'll do it tomorrow, maybe we'll do it later. I thought, nah, you know what? I'll do it right now. I don't really care if no one's here. Oh, 2 people have showed up already, blimey. So yeah, you know, I was going to do this as a video. I thought, why not just do it live? Why not do it live, baby? Do it live. So I'll tread water for about 5 minutes or so, you know, because but I do have some interesting information in that 5 minutes too, if you're lucky enough to be here. So this is the information that's in the form of personal not revelation, things I knew already. It was I had this whole thing go down. I really can't talk about it much publicly. I had this whole thing go down that essentially nearly blew up my life just before COVID, about a month or two before COVID, right? So I I since found out that my actions that I did, which there was one, I would say, foolish action, which I made amongst them, which was a biblical sin, which is a big deal, supposedly, if you're holier than thou. And there was a bunch of people there who have a certain amount of power who were holier than thou. And I've subsequently found out that they had a gazillion of these biblical sins in their hands, as they do. As they're like massive liars and hypocrites. They're like massive ones, right? So basically, these two guys. One is just I have a bit more respect for. You know, he's a decent chap, but he was just kind of stupid. He hitched his wagons up to the wrong person. And he should have looked where he was going. He should have looked where he was going, because the guy driving the wagon. This is fascinating, right? Apparently, and I had no idea at all. I was his nemesis, and I had been for years and years and years, and I didn't even know he existed. I was like, I knew he existed, but like, he was not on my plane at all. And all the time, I was on his head, like, oh, constant, and like he was waiting for his moment. I didn't know that. Yeah, this is why it's good not to be a weasel, right? Don't be a weasel. Hey, brother, being how you doing? You know, but I didn't like go into detail in the comments when I'm replying. I got like 50 comments a day. I'm trying to say something nice to everyone that's relevant. Yeah, I understand. You quite like it too. Actually, I like it more now. We're talking about movie High Road. I've had it go through my head a lot, because I've been thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I quite like that. I quite like that. So listen, I would say it's an experience. It's not really a movie, but I liked it. I think I liked it. So yeah, bloody hell. So I'm commenting, right? And problem is coming in. That's not what happened. I think if you look at, go to a time index 12:43, you'll see clear. I'm like, I'm gonna just leave me alone. I'm just trying to get my thing done. So yeah, so that's what happened there. I got bloody fly hair. Anyway, so this guy, he obsessed about me for years. I mean, years, and it's all because God, he was in another public office many years earlier, and he had this really stupid idea, which meant he wouldn't have to spend any money. Hey, Kip, how you doing? Oh, I think I got it. I did. He had this really stupid idea, which meant he wouldn't have to pay the specific bill, right? And I was like, well, that's stupid. And I just kind of, ridiculed it publicly. And there was elections for that public office, and he got trounced. So honestly, I didn't bet. I thought I said to him on the day, look, whoever wins wins. I don't care. I wish you luck, mate. It's all in the hands of God. And that's basically why I'm doing this little chill stream now. Anyway, so the upshot of the matter is, okay, if somebody upsets you, this is the better thing to. This is the right thing to do. This is the thing a man would do. Okay, you go up to the person and you look him in the eye and say, "You did this and this and this, and it's whatever." You tell them directly. You don't hide like a little weasel, like a little pussy, and then let it simmer. That's just stupid, right? So anyway, when I made this unwise decision, this guy took the opportunity. He leapt on it, and he was going. I remember, it was weird. I had to have this confrontation, not a confrontation. I wasn't allowed to say anything. Okay, this is not true. I wasn't allowed to say anything, and he came in and started reaming me out, and he knew I wasn't allowed to say anything. I was like, okay, what are you gonna do? Okay, so I was like, but he was getting off on it. I think he got hard. Okay, I'm not exact. I think he got hard. Okay, I really think he did. I was at the time I was going, he's really enjoying this. This is really weird, right? This is really odd. This is really, really very odd. Anyway, never mind. So don't be a weasel. Don't be a weasel. Let it build up. Go and talk to the person directly and tell them. That's you're done. That's quite easy. That's what you should do, right? That's what I think you should. Don't be a little weasel pussy boy, okay? That's never good. Derek McManus, how are you? You strike me that you're never a little weasel pussy boy. Let me say, Mr. McManus, I'm going to get an argument. It's not with you. I've seen you argue, and you scare me, okay? But I'm not getting a. Thank God we're on the same side of the aisle, okay? Fine. So yeah, this is a short little chill stream. Yeah, we had 7 minutes intro. That was a nice enough warm up, right? So I want to have a quick talk about what is reality, what is life, what is reality, what is existence, right? And from my perspective, because it makes you understand a lot more how I look at the world, right? What is reality? So if you believe in God and God is infinite, then God is indivisible from anything. God is indivisible from any cell of your being, right? You are completely entwined with God. So I came to this thought because I was thinking, you're supposed to have a certain real formality with God, right? You're supposed to have a real, formality with him. You treat him like the King of Kings, right? And you're like, but at the same time, he's taking, he's there when you're taking a whiz, he's there when you whatever, when you're being naughty and when you're being nice, God, that's what being infinite is. I mean, I'm a bit flummoxed at the idea of having a formality, right, with a deity when he exists at every part you're being, right? And this actually, I think, is a core disagreement between myself and the other guy, the Weasley pussy boy, right? Because I think he's very much into the formality, right? The formality, which I just feel is artificial. Anyway. So what? Yeah, if God is infinite, God is infinite. That's again, whatever you believe is what you believe. I'm just explaining my outlook. Like God is infinite, right? So that means there's no part of existence of reality that doesn't comprise of God, right? Yeah, and and existence is finite, right? See, we can't really conceive that, not mortal. I would say a finite brain cannot not really properly conceive an infinite, right? It's not. We just don't have the machinery to do it with. So, hey, Scott W, how you doing, mate? And Kim Bez, I did say hello. I'm sure I said hello. If I didn't say hello, I do apologize. Hello. I think yeah. So like an infinite is we can minimize what we don't understand. I think that's the closest I can come to with it. We can minimize what we don't. So like if God is infinite, God is everything. So what is existence then? If we are God and God, and we're indivisible, how do we have the why do we feel divisible, right? Why do we feel there is division between you, me, between this bottle of water, this water? Now it's not divisible. Now it's part of me. But we do feel there is divisions. I remember when I was at art college. I had a very good lecturer, Mike Lake, and another guy who was in the Bonzo Dog Doodah band, which you can see in the Beatles movie, The Magical Mystery Tour. Their famous song was what was it? Not Whiter Shade of Pale. I can't remember. Bonzo Dog, yeah, look him up, whoever. Anyway, but no, this guy Mike Lake, he had this really fascinating thing where he said, look at the non-space, right? You know, you always look at the figure, no, so or the hand, look at the space in between, right, and define what is by what isn't. So like that, yeah. So how is there that feeling of divisibility, right? So that's essentially a fiction. A fictional wall that God makes. So one can have the feeling of individuality. Why? So you can have the feeling of free will, because essentially you are imbued with God. You are all part of God, right? You have this incredible drive for good, for goodness, right? Yes, yeah. Why is God's morality all our intrinsic morality? If you were creating a reality, if you were creating a universe, right, you'll probably create it on the lines of what you think is good. Like if you thought, you know, Tottenham Hotspur, you know, the Spurs were the best. Come on, the Spurs. You know, you would imbue that into your reality. So whatever you think is really, whatever your definition of good becomes good in that reality. Well, that's kind of where we are. We are in God's definite reality. Why? Because there's nothing else other than God, because God's infinite, right? Because there's nothing else than God. Okay, but we have this illusion of individuality, right? And so, you know, God has in Lahabdu, is the Hebrew expression, has created this wall. There's actually many barriers. Time Mechanic, how you doing? You should know this from your temporal mechanics. And Frackhoff, oh, that is such a great name. Frackhoff fell Garbakab. That's such a great name. I love it. Frack. We should use Frack more often. Because I do like the odd F-bomb, I have to tell you. But if I can move to Frack, I can keep my channel completely monetized. That'd be awesome. Fracking, great, mate. I got to think, I think it's another thing for the C word, because I don't use it often. I used it in a video recently. Yeah, and to, if I may critique and review myself, to aplomb. Go check out that video. I do like. I do like the use of the C word in very important circumstances. Anyway, God is infinite. If there's infinite, how can we have a feeling of individuality? That is essentially a fiction created by God. Why did He give us that ability? Because God is basically just good, right? And God wants to give. Well, God wants to give pleasure. God wants to give pleasure. What is pleasure? I mean, listen. Listen, coming on somebody's tits, that may be defined as pleasure, and I don't think I could disagree with that, right? But there must be more than that. There's only so much tits and so much cum. There's only so much tits and so much cum. And I'm demonetized. Good thing. There you go. Sorry, what was that? Oh no, we weren't discussing. No, we're not. Ooh, I'm not going to come and do this. I'm sorry, I am not attracted to Jodie Whittaker in any way, shape, or form. I actually find a sexual turnoff, which is strange because I find nothing a sexual turnoff, which is a bit disturbing for a man coming up to his 50s. Anyway, right? So God wants to give pleasure. The greatest pleasure is personal growth. How can one have genuine personal growth? By putting you in a universe where failure is possible, and where not failure, where you can basically you're imbued with this goodness. Everybody's got a drive for goodness, and we all know it, right? And if you can just look at that's one's soul. You know, you can just see through their bull crap, their stupidity, their mistakes they make, and see there's a sad, confused soul underneath whatever the arsehole thing's going on, right? That makes life much easier. It's been with dealing with people. I tell you, these two guys, it's the only time in my life I've never forgiven somebody without them asking for forgiveness. It's like I've never done this before. And I'm only doing this because I think that's what God wants me to do. So, okay, so how can you have free will if God is infinite? So he creates, again, this barrier of this reality barrier. And it's somewhat porous. That's why there's this, like, you can create something in fiction and an echo of it will come through to reality, which happens more often than you would believe. Like, go Google Alan Moore, porous wall of fiction, right? Fascinating stuff. fascinating stuff, but that's not for now. There are walls between reality, right? So, so you have the possibility. So you have the boot drive for good, but you also have a dick. You also have a dick. So there you go. So and that essentially is the schism of reality of life, because you basically, when any real choice is reincarnation doesn't need play into this. Any real choice, you have to have a choice of doing what's right, what God wants, right? What's right, or what feels good. That's you can either do what you want or do what you want or be who you want to be. That's the essential schism of life, and it doesn't matter if you believe in God or not. That's the schism between being a good and bad person, universally. Doesn't matter of theology. You can be atheist. That's just how the math plays out. I don't know. So that's what life is. That's what life is. I'm glad we shared it. I have to go because I'm recording a Star Trek podcast in under an hour, and I want to try and watch another episode of Umbrella Academy, but I'm late. But let me just quick read what the time mechanic says. Religions have their canonical tests: the Talmud for Jews, Bible for Christians, and they are totally consistent, contradict each other, but they all contradict themselves. Okay, and purposely so. I think I contradict each other, but all have the same. Yeah, exactly. Same. All the new femininity has grilled cheese sandwich shaped cars. I don't know what that means, but I do like the idea of a grilled cheese sandwich shaped like a car. Well, let me read that again. All new femininity has grilled cheese sandwich. I like grilled cheese sandwich. You got me at the grilled cheese sandwich shaped cars. Okay, I think I understand. It's a kind of car shape. It's like okay. Now I just want a grilled cheese sandwich. Reincarnation is a possibility. Yes. Well, the movie you would have to see reincarnation, as I believe it works, is it's not a great movie though. Cloud Atlas. It's not a bad movie. It'll be a much better Netflix series. Okay, it's very long. It's like 3.5 hours. Watch it in like 2 or 3 goes. Right. It's really good, but essentially you have like the same 5 characters in 7 different time zones, and you get you very quickly work out they're the same soul, and you see how this soul develops through eternity. It's really fascinating. It's a bit boring because they do it as a movie. It should have done as a miniseries, but it's really fun. Visuals stunning, absolutely stunning. I cannot get the video vault to watch that in the near future. It's too slow. It's too slow, and I got another slowish movie. Not slowish movie. I got a movie that I want to suggest for video vault, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge to watch it, but the reward is in my top 5 movies. Okay, my top 5 movies are. I'm going to close on this. Will be Star Wars, Apocalypse Now. Star Wars Apocalypse Now, Pan's Labyrinth, Apocalypse Now, Pan's Labyrinth, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, 100% after seeing it recently. So that's my top 4. Star Wars, Apocalypse Now, Pan's Labyrinth, and Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom. Oh, and Inception. There you go. That's my top 5. I think it's gonna be Pan's Labyrinth. I really want, but here's what I gotta make 2 copies of it. I gotta make it with an English track and with the subtitle track burnt in, right? So you can choose, but don't go for the English track. That's what I would say. Bring on Lower Decks May. They can't argue with that. I mean boobs. Well, don't we all? Don't be boobs. And on that note of my favorite subject, boobs. This was just a quick Chelsea. 20 minutes. That's not bad. I was just gonna do this as a video. But did you just restart by Grant Morrison? I always restart by Grant Morrison. Just a passerby. Just a passerby. Thank you all, passers by, for passing by. Have a pleasant evening.